Alright, I guess we can proceed now. Okay, guys? So, fine, we were discussing something about the right of lien, and we understood that lien is a statutory right, and I think everyone should have this irrespective of the disparity in the amounts. Now, we solved a lot of ups and downs, that's called the rules of right of lien. Now, one more question, and this is a bit challenging. देखते हैं बेटा कितने लोग सवाल कर पाते हैं. Ready? The point goes like this: assume, guys, that X and Y, they are in the contract to buy almost around 10,000 tons. So 10,000 into 1,000, almost 10 lakhs kgs of wheat. 10,000 tons. X and Y. X is the seller and Y is the buyer. You know, guys, this is a very huge quantity. You can't load everything into one truck, yes or no? So what happened here is each truck, if carries almost around 10 tons, not even 10 tons, 100 tons assume. That is very huge carriers. 100 tons. Then total 100 trucks you need to carry. Yes or no? 100 tons. So promise was that the amount will be paid at 10th day, delivery will happen at 20th day, guys. Payment and delivery. So first you give the payment, then you take what? The possession of the goods. Now what happened is, guys, we did not pay so far. And he demanded that please give me my half of the goods. And seller, okay, now try to understand, this happened at 8th day. On 8th day, we requested the don't, I cannot wait till 20th, please deliver me the goods. Half of the goods. So on 8th day, seller delivered half of the goods. So half means 50 trucks. 50 trucks are delivered and the goods worth of 50 trucks, that means almost around 5,000 tons, are still in possession of seller. So half of the goods are delivered, half of the goods are with the seller. Part delivery, part goods. On 10th day, Mr. B failed to pay, and when on 15th, sorry, on 28th, when B goes to get the remaining goods, Mr. X denied. He stated that I want my money first and then I will give your goods. Right of lien? My simple question to you, that whether this right is exercisable or not. What do you think about this? In short, I'm trying to say half of the goods are already delivered out of the contract, half is still with you. So can you exercise the right of lien on the rest of the half? What do you think about this? चलो हिंट तो मिल गया क्लास में, आंसर क्या होगा? Have we learned this question before in this class? Have we learned this question before in the class? But हमने already इस question को learn कर लिया. Half of the pizzas we already ate up and remaining half, there was default. Can we cancel the contract for the remaining half? So we had the two options. If half delivery is tantamount to whole delivery, then you can't. But if half delivery is tantamount to part delivery, you can. Guys, I want to remind you, we try to learn the concepts of the divisible and indivisible contracts here. Are yes or no? Yes or no? I told you if it is indivisible contract, any part performance is tantamount to whole performance. Even though actually it is not whole performance. Did we learn like that? But in divisible contract, part performance does not become whole performance. Did we learn like that? So guys, let's try to solve this question. It is the question of the section 34 of the delivery chapter. If it is indivisible contract, guys, if it is what? Indivisible contract, and the seller allows the transfer of possession of the first 50 trucks, law simply says acceptance of 50 is equal to acceptance of whole 100. Yes or no? In indivisible contract, any consent given to the part of the goods is equal to consent given to the whole. But the point is, this first 50 are actual delivery, remaining 50 are constructive delivery. What is constructive delivery? We just acknowledge that now these goods are yours, anytime you can come and you can take it. So when already it is consented, how can you hold it? After the consent you can't. But अभी भी मेरी बात ध्यान रखना. Even the 50 are delivered, 50 are in the possession. But if you have given the consent to the part, and if it is indivisible contract, consent to this 50 would be considered as consent to the entire 100. And as soon as you have given the consent to entire 100, what takes in that way, you can't exercise the right of lien. Makes sense or not? Makes sense or not? Of course, yes. Now, second thing, guys, what if it is divisible contract? If divisible contract, this first 50 ton, like first 5,000 tons is a separate contract, this remaining 5,000 is a separate contract, even the first are accepted and delivered, remaining are still not delivered, possession is not transferred. If possession is not transferred, Mr. Seller can still exercise the right of lien. So guys, trust me, I pray to God this question should not come to the exam. Trust me, if it comes to exam, it is not the cup of tea of everyone to solve it. And you understood the complexity. Why? Both the answers are possible. Depends on divisibility. मैंने बोला था 4 बार ये पॉइंट रिपीट होगा. एक बार आ चुका है, अब सेकंड टाइम आ गया. Still 2 more times. Am I clear? So with this, my dear students, here I am completing the concept of lien only. And now I am just moving towards another more concept, and that is the right to stoppage in transit. Let's quickly have a look at England. अब जल्दी सब इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट में एंटर हो जाएंगे आज. This is the last point of the Sales of Goods Act. That's all. त्रिजल ना दे दिया, प्रेजेंट कर दिया. हाँ, किसी ने तेरा वाउचिंग किया था, हाँ वो नीचे है. कोई बात नहीं, अगर कोई तेरी गारंटी लेगा तो तू बचेगा, बड़ा गारंटर जाएगा. तू आ गया, कोई बात नहीं. बाय द वे, गारंटी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स इन आवर सिलेबस. हाँ, लेकिन गारंटी जो है गाइस, द स्पेशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू टेक. मेरे से भी एक बहुत बढ़िया टीचर है, तो जिनको मैं मेरा गुरु मानता हूँ. गाइस, स्पेशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आप शायद उनसे पढ़ोगे. कैसे पढ़ोगे? आई विल टेल यू. नेम ऑफ दैट फैकल्टी इज प्रोफेसर हर्ष Rajani. Guys, his dedication is beyond question. Trust me. I still remember when CPD, when first time he started teaching the Indian Contract Act, guys. Do you know which material he referred? He referred LexisNexis, Sir Fardunji Mullah and Dr. Pollock. 3,000 pages book only for Indian Contract Act. And guys, this is the book which is generally referred by the judges of Supreme Court while they are confused in some contractual matters. बड़ा उसको पढ़ के वो बंदा सीपीटी पढ़ाने जा रहा था, जिसमें एमसीक्यूज आते थे. Might be in future you will learn the strategic financial management at CA finals from him. Got my point? So what happened is I requested him, because special contract has a lot of ups and downs and he also wants to be here. So he has already recorded sessions. I will request him to just share with you. Am I clear? And guys, that is the damn descriptive things. आप एक बार उसको देख लेना, and trust me, if you go by that, your 20 to 25 marks are already secured. ठीक है? And still, if you have any doubts, we are always here. I hope I'm clear. तो स्पेशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हम इस तरीके से थोड़ा प्लान करेंगे, और कुछ भी अगर प्रॉब्लम है तो मैं तो बैठा ही हूँ. समझ में आई बात? And trust me guys, general contract is the main deal. Special contract we can easily do, because few rules, few duties, few, I would say, ups and downs, and the game is on. Okay? Let's go with now this topic in transit, my dear students. Okay. Stoppage in transit. What do you mean by transit first? Transportation. Middle of the journey, somewhere during the journey. Anyone has any different answer? आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's face the situation now. Are you ready? Mr. X has sold the goods to Mr. Y amounting to 700 rupees. Payment is not paid, guys. Payment is not paid. Payment is not paid. Payment is not paid. Y demanded the goods. X delivered it. X delivered it. Suddenly, when goods, let's say the total destination is at Amritsar, मेरे हिसाब से दिल्ली होके जाना पड़ेगा, right? दिल्ली आएगा नहीं ना बीच में? Then from Bangalore you go to Amritsar, Punjab, दिल्ली cross करना पड़ेगा मेरे हिसाब से? हमारे एग्जाम में क्या आ सकता है? ये I think one of the nicest answers है इसका. अपने यूनिवर्स में कुछ भी पॉसिबल है, ठीक है, लेकिन मैं रियली पूछ रहा हूँ प्रैक्टिकली. दिल्ली शायद हम ले सकते हैं, right? So I assume guys, Amritsar was the target, and suddenly the goods reaches somewhere around the Delhi. My question to whether the goods are in transit or not. I assume guys, यहाँ पे अच्छी सी ट्रक मेरा goods लेके जा रही हैं. Don't judge my painting. A truck जा रही है, and suddenly guys, X says, अरे यार, why ना? I doubt he would pay my money or not. Let's do one thing. Exercise the right to stoppage in transit. Guys, right to stoppage in transit is given under the law or not as being the rights of unpaid seller, precisely the rights against the goods, yes or no? So simply call the truck driver and say, brother, turn back. He said, sir, what happened? He said, nothing, I don't want to deliver the goods to Mr. Y. Please turn back. Guys, on instruction of Mr. X, who is the seller here, and Y is the buyer, Mr. Truck driver just turns back. Seller has exercised the right to stoppage in transit as given by the law. Is it valid exercise? No. Is it valid exercise? No. Is it valid exercise? Reason. Guys, if you remember logic I have already explained. You tell me one thing, this possession transfer is happening with consent of the seller and without consent of the seller. So why, dear students, when you have already given your acceptance to this delivery and later on without any reason you are stopping this guy, the turn back. Makes sense? Don't you think without any reason you are telling the person just I have mood swing and I want my goods returned. You are telling the truck driver to turn back. Isn't it breach of contract?
Yes.
By already given the consent, try to understand the law of contract is always nothing but the game of commitments. And commitment comes with acceptance. Yes or no? So already you given your consent. You can't withdraw this. And if you are withdrawing, and because of that, whatever loss cost to Mr. Y, you have no? So okay, with this discussion, my dear students, what conclusion we derived? Only one thing. Stoppage in transit. So by right to वहाँ पे दिया है. But in this example, seller cannot exercise the right to stoppage in transit. Why? If it does, it is the violation of the commitment. Then why in the law this right is given? Just for decoration? Because when a stoppage in transit is a statutory right. In fact, if I tell you today that tell me the two differences between the right of lien and right of stoppage in transit, what words you have? 4 marks question, see a foundation. Tell me. क्या लिखोगे आप? ट्रांजिट में कंट्रोल बायर के पास है.
Right of lease, the possession is already with the seller, but in right of stoppage and transit, the possession is regained. It is not with the seller, it is in the middle.
My question is why the law has given this right to stoppage in transit? Reasons क्या? Because according to this example, you can't exercise this. Why you can't exercise? It's a breach of words. You are withdrawing your consent. Guys, once the consent is given, once the consent is to a proposal, Mr. B asked, can I take the delivery? And what did you say? Offer but accepted, create a promise. And once you are in the promise and legal obligation, my dear students, you can come back only if there's mutual consent. But here you are taking the sole decision. So one thing is clear, that here it is a sole decision. अकेला अपना खुद का decision है. So law will not let you to do that, and if you do, it is with the consequences. Yes or no? But then why in the books it's written that stoppage in transit is one of the rights?
If buyer becomes insolvent before the
वो तो सब ठीक है, लिखा क्यों है?
So once it reaches the internal buyer, like you can't get it back because
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Also, right, but look again, people are running behind the conclusions. And look, in BCom as well as in the CA, guys, I do not chase behind the conclusions. I'm always chasing behind the process of deriving the conclusions. Yes or no? That I think as being this, like if you want to be a successful chartered accountant, I guess this is what you should chase all the times, guys. Do you agree with me? Process. Focus on process. किसी ने क्या खूब कहा है कि जनाब मंजिल में कोई मजा नहीं, मंजिल में कोई मजा नहीं, मजा तो जनाब सफर में होता है। क्या हुआ? ठीक नहीं, जुड़ पा, लेकिन ठीक है, आप समझने की कोशिश करो। The fun is in the process, the journey, guys. Sometimes we may feel regret reaching to, like I would say, the destination that नहीं यार, journey was fine,
Focus on the journey.
destination में मजा नहीं आ रहा, ऐसा होता है, right? When I was doing CA, I was enjoying CA बनने के बाद अब क्या, हम CA बन गए, अब क्या, now what next? And still today we are recalling the days of the schools and the college, like the fun and everything what we made. ठीक है, go to class और बहुत कुछ बेटा. There was a day when we were used to sit just like you on the benches. Okay, let's understand here. Only one message I want to convey by giving this example, that right of stoppage in transit is not absolute right. Right of lien is the absolute right. What am I trying to say, guys? This right can be exercised only with a condition. Only with what? Until that condition gets complied, this right is not available. So guys, right of lien is free right, whereas right of stoppage in transit is not free. ये free नहीं है. That means any time just your mood got swinged and you want to exercise, you can't do like that. It's a game of commitment. It's a game of commitment. Am I clear? Okay, and what is that situation? What's that condition when the law allows you? Obviously, the condition is supposed to be critical. Condition supposed to be critical. That means there's a damn huge risk if you allow that. So again, guys, you have the answer only on one occasion. Mr. Seller can exercise the right to stoppage in transit when buyer becomes insolvent. So please try to understand the two differences. Right of lien is right to possess the goods. Right of stoppage in transit, it is right to regain the position. Regain the position. What do you mean by regain the position and right to hold the position? Already you had the position, you didn't lose it. You didn't lose it. Right to stoppage in transit का मतलब क्या हुआ बेटा? You had it, you lost it, again you got it. What is another message I want to give to this class? Until the position is lost by the seller, you can't get the right to stoppage in transit. So one of the conditions, बड़े मेरे शब्द ध्यान रखना, आने वाले दो questions इसी के बेस पर रहेंगे. Until the seller loses the possession, right to stoppage in transit is not exercisable. Am I clear? Am I clear? All right, guys. Now, before I go to the advanced questions, let's try to understand the duty of the carrier. Duty of the carrier. Guys, as soon as the seller comes to know that buyer has become insolvent, seller's first duty is to call the carrier not to deliver the goods. Not to deliver the goods. Because the buyer has become insolvent. And this is called exercising the stoppage in transit. Here, what is the duty of the carrier? Let's say, guys, here the carrier is Adi, suppose. What truck लेके जा रहा है? खूबसूरत सा गाना गा रहा है, मैं निकला गाड़ी लेके. Suddenly reached to Delhi and seller called him, "Bhai Adi, where are you?" ऐसे कुछ नहीं सर, गड्डी लेके जा रहा हूँ. ऐसे मत जा भाई. क्यों भाई? अरे buyer has become insolvent. Guys, अभी भी मैं इस क्लास में पूछ रहा हूँ, क्या आप insolvency का मतलब जानते हो? In insolvency, guys, if the buyer has become insolvent, once the goods reach to the buyer's destination, you may get money, you may not. And if you don't get money, it's a total bad debt. Yes or no? बस इतना समझ लो, बाकी मैं इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट में समझाऊंगा, बिकॉज इंश्योरेंस ही वहां पे है. But Adi says, sir, why should I listen to you? At the end of the day, transportation charges would be paid by. Guys, transportation charges is always the obligation of the buyer and not of the seller. So he argued like until and unless it's agreed, of course. So, if in the absence of this specific clarity, always buyer would bear the delivery charges, that's what the delivery chapter is trying to say. So, Adi's argument is why I should follow and obey you. At the end of the day, buyer is going to pay me for that. It disconnects the phone and make this goods reach to Mr. Buyer. My question to you, can seller recover compensation from Adi, who is the transport company owner? Can you, as being the seller, claim the compensation? Because buyer has become insolvent. During the insolvency, let's say money hasn't come. It's the amount of 100 crores. Can you claim this 100 crores from transporter, the carrier? Answer is of course yes, you can. So guys, what lesson we have tried to learn? That when you are a courier, you are a carrier, and the buyer has become insolvent, and as soon as you get a call from the seller to turn back, immediately you have to obey the instruction. And if you don't follow, and due to that, if the seller is facing some consequences, carrier is liable. However, going and coming back, going and turning back, whatever lawful charges are there, transportation charges, freight charges, can Mr. Adi claim from X? Can Mr. Adi claim from X? Answer to that question is of course is he can. So guys, obviously carrier needs to follow that, but the condition is like whatever lawful charges are that, seller is liable to pay for that. I think that's a very easy and logical thing. But यहाँ तक समझ में आ गई बात? अब आइए बेटा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन को फेस कीजिए. रेडी?
सर आप बोलते हैं ऐसे कि बम फेंकने वाले होते हैं, तो भी फेंक सकते हैं।
नहीं बेटा, इतना इतना मतलब इतना भयानक तो हो नहीं है. प्यार से समझा दो भाई, ऐसा है. देखो देखो देखो, लड़की ने एक अच्छा सा कमेंट किया, लेकिन मैं उसको कॉम्प्लीमेंट दूंगा. आप बॉम्ब फोड़ोगे, आईसीआई बॉम्ब फोड़, इससे अच्छा मैं फोड़, वो महंगा पड़ेगा भाई. इससे अच्छा भी आप उसको फेस करो, प्रैक्टिस तो हो जाएगी कम से कम. चलिए, रेडी? I have two questions. In both the questions, you have to just answer one. The right of stoppage in transit exercised by the seller is valid or not? Is valid or not? Right to stoppage in transit exercised in these two examples, valid or not? Ready? Assume here Mr. Archit sold goods to here Ishan. $100 crores. Payment is not paid. Seller allows the delivery, means like voluntary transfer of possession. आदि को ट्रक चला रहा है. Are goods supposed to be delivered from Bangalore to Amritsar? Ishan has become insolvent. When the goods supplied by Archit, what was the destination? Okay. Ishan immediately called Adi and said that, "Bhai Adi, you do one thing. I have another branch in Delhi. Assume Delhi to Amritsar is almost around 350 kilometers. You do one, I don't know, just approximately. मुझे पता नहीं. You do one thing, Adi, you offload my goods to my Delhi branch. You know, guys, delivery charges is the responsibility of? अच्छा चलिए आइए इस मिसकंसेप्शन को थोड़ा तोड़ते हैं. बेटा I placed the order to buy apple from Jammu and Kashmir from the seller, but I just placed the order to buy only one apple of 50 rupees. I just placed the order to buy only one apple. पैसा जिसका कितना प्राइस कितनी है? 50 rupees guys. And if you say that delivery cost would be borne by the seller, the delivery cost from Jammu and Kashmir to Bangalore, don't you think that itself would cost around 200, 500? One apple, courier charges. Tell me. Guys, please try to understand seller's duty in the contract of sale is only one, transfer the ownership. As soon as he transfer the ownership, guys, his duty has come to the end. It is the duty, in fact, we have another question. It is whose duty to initiate about the delivery? Actually, I wanted to avoid the delivery point, but चलो थोड़ा को discuss कर लेते हैं. Example लेते हैं. You came to my shop and said, Mr. Chirag, I want to buy 50,000 rupees fruits. I said, okay. And you paid in advance. You paid in? You selected some goods. You said, you just pack the fruits? I said, okay. I packed the goods worth of rupees 50,000, put it here. And suddenly what I came to know, I told my assistant, who was that buyer? He said, he was Raghav. Gotcha, Raghav. Almost 3 hours he didn't come here to pick up the fruits. What's the matter? Call him. My employee said, sir, how can I call? I didn't take any contact number. I said, where he stays? He said, again, I'm sorry, I didn't take any address. But मेरे पास उसका contact number नहीं है. Sometimes you find such buyers where you don't take his contact number, you don't take his address. Yes or no? I kept the goods as it is. It is almost 8 days now. Raghav didn't come to take the delivery of the goods, guys. At 9th day, he came with a furious face. He said, Mr. Chirag, why didn't you deliver my goods? Why didn't you deliver my goods? I said, come on, sir, why should I deliver? It was your duty to take. Raghav says, no, Mr. Chirag, it was your duty to send. But these are the two arguments. Buyer is accusing the seller, it was your duty to send. Seller is accusing the buyer, it was your duty to come and take. Because delivery is whose duty? That's what my question is. Delivery किसकी duty होती है, guys?
Depends on what is the contract.
Contract is silent. This question becomes more difficult when I add one fact. What would be your answer if the address was provided by buyer? Then contact number was provided by buyer. Then, guys, please try to understand whether you provided contact number or you have not provided contact number. Whether you have given your address or you have not given the address. It is not seller's duty to supply. Seller's duty is only one, just transfer the ownership. That he has already done. After then, subsequently, it is the buyer's duty to arrange the transportation and get the goods, guys. It is as good as like this. You have bought a furniture, let's say from some place 100 kilometers away. Seller has already performed the duty. He took the money and he has given the ownership. Now, who needs to arrange the tempo to just bring those furniture to the home? Buyer will arrange or seller will arrange? Seller can assist you if you ask the help, but it is not compulsory.
So, for online platforms, buyers can't.
We have specific terms and conditions for that. Again, I want to tell you, in some cases, delivery charges are separately taken, and in some places, delivery charges are included in the price. So we have the clarity over there, but I am talking about when the clarity is not there. You bought the furniture 100 kilometers away and you are expecting the seller to deliver. Is it fair or unfair? Why he should incur that, guys? 100 kilometers would cost you around more than 5 to 10,000 rupees. So delivery charges, arranging the transportation, if the agreement is silent, is always the duty of the buyer, my dear students. So here you tell me the goods got, I would say, destroyed. The fruits got destroyed because of whose mistake? Buyer, he didn't come on time to take it. Seller is not responsible. He tried to take care of the fruits as much as he could have. But it is almost 8 days, you couldn't come to take it. He cannot wait longer, guys. Make sense or not? Okay. Based on that things, guys, come here. Bangalore to Amritsar, but Mr. Ishan called Adi that you do one thing. Deliver these goods to Delhi branch. So you know guys, transportation is the duty of Ishan. So every transporter primarily is bound to follow whose instructions? Who's going to pay this transportation charges? Buyer. So he said, why Delhi or Amritsar, if I'm getting the same amount of money, why should I not? He offloaded all the goods to Delhi. Now here, Archit came to know that buyer has become. But he just imagine the Bangalore to Amritsar, these are very heavy goods. It would take almost 7 days to reach. 7 days to reach to Amritsar. It is just the fifth day. It is just what? Fifth day. So he assumed that my goods like supposed to be somewhere nearby New Delhi around. Still it is not reached to Amritsar. After offloading to New Delhi, Archit calls Adi. That brother, please stop. Don't deliver the goods to Amritsar. And then he responded, okay, Mr. Archit, but I have not did it to Amritsar. He said, no, you don't deliver at all. Come back with my goods. His response will be what? Sorry, sir, I can't. The reason is goods have already been, goods are already been delivered. My question is, seller still wants to get these goods back, claiming that still the transit is not completed. That means goods are still in, but transit is completed or not completed? Completed. Where, at what destination the transit is supposed to be completed? Amritsar. That was actually informed to the seller. Are hai na? So if the goods got offloaded to Delhi, didn't go to destination, so can I say transit couldn't get completed? If transit is not completed, that means goods are still in what? Transit. So goods are in transit, buyer has become insolvent. Can seller exercise the right of stoppage in transit? That's what seller is trying to do. Seller has exercised the right to stoppage in transit and instructed Adi by anyhow take the goods guys and come back. I want to exercise my right to stoppage in transit. Tell me guys. Can seller do that? Question number one. And if it does, legally, can he claim the goods now, which are already given to Delhi branches? चलो कोई बात नहीं, आप सोचिए. Question number two. Say Archit, Ishan, Adi. चलो छोड़ ऐसे. Goods already entered in Amritsar. Goods already entered in. After entering to the Amritsar, now goods entered into factory. This is the factory guys. यहाँ से ट्रक आई, zoom, entered into premise now. Entered into premise. ट्रक वहाँ पे खड़ी नहीं हो गई बच्चा. Here Mr. Adi just get down off the truck and he was just doing like it was a long journey. And suddenly his phone rang. You know he's expecting the phone from who? He just picked up the phone. Who's calling you up? Please, brother, wherever you are, turn back. Why? Buyer has become? I will pay you double charges. Please don't offload the goods. Without offloading the goods, guys, he goes back and returns, guys. Is this exercise valid? Chalo bada chodo. Have you understood the problem? You have two situations? Tell me guys, can seller get his goods back? That's only the question. Difference ये है कि यहाँ पे अमृतसर पहुँच गया, यहाँ पे नहीं पहुँचा. यही मेन डिफरेंस है. ऑफर हो गया अभी. आप बोलो ना आपको क्या चाहिए, आप जो बोलोगे मैं कर दूंगा. try to understand. चलिए again guys, again I have already repeated, again I will keep on repeating these things so that आप भूलो नहीं. मुझे आपके आंसर से कोई लेना देना, मुझे रीजन से लेना देना, मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं जो, क्योंकि लॉ में बेटा मेरी आर्ग्यूमेंट अगर स्ट्रांग है ना, मैं कोई भी आंसर ला सकता हूँ. अगर मेरी आर्ग्यूमेंट स्ट्रांग है तो गाइस हाई कोर्ट का आंसर गलत करके सुप्रीम कोर्ट में उसी आंसर को सही मैं प्रूव कर सकता हूँ. लॉ की गेम आर्ग्यूमेंट बेस्ड है. व्हाट आर योर एक्सक्यूजेस, व्हाट आर योर आंसर यू हैव. आइए गाइस समझते हैं बेटा. डू यू नो दिस टू क्वेश्चंस आर बेसिकली बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट? Do you know what? Whenever, okay, let me tell you guys, these two questions are totally based on only one word. Only that student can answer these two questions with perfect logic, who understands what is the meaning of the word transit. आइए बेटा एक बात समझते हैं. कौन सी समझ? बोलो. पहुंच गया है, ट्रांजिट कंप्लीट हो गया. आपको पता भी हो कि ट्रांजिट एक्चुअली होता क्या है लॉ में? Tell me a perfect definition of transit, guys. When it begins, when it ends.
The process of
चलो चलो, okay, you want to say something? Very much close to the answer. चलो. हाँ, okay. थोड़ा ऐड कर. Or duties of the transporter. I'm talking about the transit. Okay, guys. एक बात याद रखो. The term transit has nothing to do with the place or the roads or the distance. If you want to prove the word transit in the court, you have to prove only these two things, guys. Seller has lost the position. As soon as seller loses the position, transit starts. Transit. And as soon as buyer obtains the lawful possession, buyer obtains lawful possession, transit ends. So whether it reached to destination or not, we will not look at it. We just focus on these two parameters. Point number one, seller has lost the possession, buyer has lawful possession, obtained the lawful possession, transit ends. Okay, let's try to solve the question now. Point number one. Here, transit started because Archit lost the position. Now, position is with whom? Transit. But during the journey, Ishan has not obtained the position. Please try to understand. Because when it reaches over there, then he will get it. Yes or no? So, till the guys, the goods are in middle of the way, it is in transit. He has lost, but Ishan has not still obtained. Now, try to understand. Suddenly, Ishan called the carrier. Deliver to my Delhi person. Let's say Delhi में उसका एक बंदा बैठा है, Trijal उधर. And these goods are delivered to Trijal. But again we have the answer, sir, delivery to Trijal is not delivery to Ishan. Delivery to Trijal is not delivery to Ishan. And you said, sir, that as soon as the buyer obtains the lawful possession, transit ends, no? So, here transit is not ended. Seller exercised his right to stoppage in transit before the transit could come to the end. It's a valid exercise? No. Here the concept of special contract comes to the picture, the law of agency. अब आइए एक बात समझते हैं बेटा, एजेंसी का एक क्वेश्चन आपको इस क्लास में करवा रहा हूं, एक ही क्वेश्चन. I have a branch in Koramangala and JP Nagar. I am in JP Nagar. I have hired my employee and authorized him to sell and to collect the goods and the payment on my behalf. He is my agent, I am principal. Let me tell you the simple formula of agency, guys. When I hire the agent, agent's action is equal to principal's action. I hope I'm clear. Agent's action is equal to principal's action. I hope I'm clear. So now, in Code Mangla, he sold the goods. His selling is equal to my selling. He purchased the goods according to authority. His purchase is equal to my purchase. He collected the money from the customer. His collection is equal to my collection. He paid money to supplier. His payment is equal to. Now at one day what happened, one of the customers paid 25 lakhs to my employee, my agent who is in Koramangala. Instead of giving that money to me, my employee took that money and runs away. I'm there, my employee. बेटा ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आ सकती है, जरा गौर से समझिए. पार्टनरशिप में ये क्वेश्चन बार बार आता है. I will tell you how it is related to partnership. I'll tell you. Customer paid how much to my employee? 25 lakhs. Instead of accounting that money to me, he took that money and runs away. While scrutinizing my books of accounts, at the end I found that customer has not paid because he didn't credit the amount. Yes or no? So I called the customer and say, sir, where is my 25 lakhs? It is almost 8 months. And what will be answer from customer? So I have paid long, but I think 6 months back I paid to your employee. And guys, my attitude is like, sorry sir, you might have paid, but that money didn't reach to me. That money did not reach to me, so please pay me again. Ultimately, these were my goods. These were, so I deserve my payment. Customers say, but sir, I have already paid to your agent now. I have already paid to your employee now. And my answer, it's none of my business. These are my goods. You are enjoying my goods. Either give my money back, otherwise I am going to file the case on. If I file case on customer to pay again, is he liable to pay? No. Is he liable to pay? No. But I don't think a lot, just a simple thing. Payment to agent is equal to payment to principal. So guys, in the eyes of law, a principal has already been paid. So customer is not liable again, my dear students. Law of agency, सीधी-सी बात है. So today if I have a loss and I want to recover, I have to file a case on that agent who made this misappropriation. But customers are not liable. Make sense or not? तो बड़ा इस agency को समझो. You tell me Trijal is employee of Ishan. Yes or no? So guys, if he is the agent, delivery accepted by Trijal is equal to delivery accepted by. So can I say indirectly, as soon as Trijal obtains the lawful possession of the 100 crores, Ishan has obtained the lawful possession of 100 crores? Yes or no? So what am I trying to say? Acceptance of the delivery by Mr. Trijal is equal to acceptance of the delivery by Mr. Buyer. And we just understood, if the buyer obtains lawful possession, guys, transit ends here, transit ends. And Mr. Seller called after transit is completed. जब transit ही नहीं है तो stop कहाँ से करोगे? Because stoppage in transit है, stoppage after transit नहीं है. क्या मेरी बात समझ रहे हो? So what principle we try to learn over here? Place don't match up. Is she all right? Oh, good morning. तो वाकई में लोरी गा रहा हूँ क्या क्लास में?
Sir, there's a lie, sir, there's some scams. There's some scams going.
Syllabus complete.
What do you make it an extra hours and then
Now we have the stories in CA, don't worry, scams, frauds, auditing, both use. ठीक है, करना है बच्चे. बस what I want, you please become successful chartered accountant, good chartered accountant. हाँ?
Like contract.
चल बाद में इसके बाद. Again guys, I will repeat, transit means seller lost the possession. So now, in fact, if you want to alter the new sentence, some authors are writing like this: seller has lost the possession, or buyer or his authorized representative, means agent, obtains the lawful possession. So sometimes there is buyer written, sometimes there is buyer or is lawful, authorized representative. Guys, both the interpretations are correct because at the end of the day, acceptance by representative is equal to acceptance by the buyer. So you cannot say, sir, in some books a representative word is written, somewhere it's not written. Why this comparison then? No, but सब एक ही है बच्चा. Just interpretation के rules अलग अलग है. Am I clear? Okay, so by this guys, I can just to try to solve the first question, come down to the second one and answer this question now. He entered in the border of Amritsar, yes. He went close to the border of factory, yes. Not only to that, he entered, my dear student, in the go down factory, he got down and offloaded the goods also. And suddenly now, Salas says, turn back, he unloaded the goods and started his journey back. Is this exercising valid or not? खींच ले काम कर नहीं ये है ना हमारे क्लास में कभी कभार ऐसे किस्से देखने को मिलते हैं मतलब कोई किसी के बाल से हरा रहा है कोई पेन से मेहंदी कर रहा है कभी कभार लगता है कि हम क्लास में नहीं ब्यूटी पार्लर में हैं मेरे सामने हरकत कर रहे हैं सुनील सर के सामने मत करना वो ऐसा जोक क्रैक करेंगे मुझे पता है बेटा ऐसे सिचुएशन में अगर सुनील सर होते थे उनका डायलॉग होता हाँ ठीक है भाई अब भारत में अलाउड है हाँ ये कर लो ठीक है कुछ नहीं चलो आगे बढ़ते तो सावधान रहिएगा तो शट यार रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है ये सब कुछ चलो चलो ठीक है आई होप यू आर गुड स्टूडेंट्स कैन आई ट्रस्ट बेटा वो थोड़ा सेंसिटिव क्वेश्चन है बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे चलो बेटा serious because you see this question can be solved out with that student who has the in-depth knowledge of the word transit. We know when buyer obtains the lawful possession transit ends up, but exactly when we can say that buyer has obtained the lawful possession? When you enter into the city of the buyer, when you enter into the factory of the buyer, when you offload the goods at the buyer premise, exactly when you can say that he has obtained. पता है बेटा लेकिन कब कहेंगे हम भाई तो डिस्कस कर रहे हैं exactly when you can prove to the court that lawfully possession has been transferred. और ठीक है आचल मिल गया क्या भाई पानी वानी पिए उधर सोडा रखा पी ले हो गया क्या मिल के आया चल ये हो गया उसका lawful possession नहीं guys अब ध्यान रखिए here one formality is there and here the law authors are writing on one beautiful and sensitive point that possession is said to be transferred as soon as carrier acknowledges to the buyer. What the word they have written? Acknowledges. Acknowledgement means the confirmation. He confirms the buyer that sir, I am now holding the goods on your behalf. Basically, acknowledgement, if you want to go in down, no matter it sounds very easy question, but trust me, at the eyes of court, I can speak for more than 5 hours on this one word called the acknowledgement. Guys, acknowledgement means confirmation from both the parties. Confirmation from? It is as good as like an appropriation. Assume you try to understand, guys, if you, let's say, suddenly one Amazon boy comes to your doorstep and says that, ma'am, it is a parcel for you and you need to pay me 5,000. Delivery boy has confirmed that this is your parcel. This is? But he said, no, I didn't purchase, I didn't order. You know, these kinds of scams are going on. Suddenly random delivery boys comes and say you order the parcel. Or your brother has done, your parents has done, you pay for this. And we believe that, okay, Amazon se aaya to humne hi kiya hoga. We pay and later on we come to know we never ordered. It's a fake orders, but already we paid the money for that. That is happening, I'm telling you guys, that is happening in some e-commerce websites. So be very careful. If something unknown comes to your doorstep, do not accept without Confirmation. Confirmation. Yes. My simple question is like delivery boy is forcing you to accept the things, but you said no, no, no. This is not my order. I'm damn confirmed. I didn't do this. Is it called acknowledgement? Is it called acknowledgement? Guys, one part is confirming, but you are not confirming. No acknowledgement. Assume delivery boy came to your doorstep. You are damn like excited to take that surprise because it is a birthday gift gifted by your father. Before that delivery boy could take this, you snatch that. मेरे को देखना है. Delivery, excuse me, ma'am, some forward. नहीं मेरे को देखना है क्या? Is it called acknowledgement? Here, delivery boy has not confirmed, but you want to confirm. Guys, acknowledgement doesn't happen unilaterally. It is the act of the two parties. Two parties all the times, guys. So when two parties confirm that yes, these are the goods what I wanted, and when the delivery boy says that okay, these are the goods what I wanted to give you, I'm holding the goods on your behalf, and when there is acceptance from both the parties, then that moment we can call as what? Acknowledgement. So now please try to understand, my dear students, as soon as he gets down, even the goods are offloaded, has he got any confirmation from the buyer that okay fine, keep the goods on my behalf? Any confirmation? No. That means transit is not ended yet, guys. And if the seller calls him, that comes back and he just goes back, this is a valid exercise. This is a valid exercise. Okay, now let me give another example. Please try to understand. देखो ये तीन यहाँ पे वैरायटी से क्वेश्चन की. ICI hasn't, like, I don't think so they can go in this much depth, but I think you should be ready from all the ways. Are you ready? Here Mr. Adi gets down off the truck. Gets down off truck and he told the buyer, Mr. Ishan, I have brought the goods for you. Please accept it. Carrier gave his confirmation that these are your goods. But buyer showing to enter, he says, just wait, let me go for the quality testing and then I will give the confirmation. Try to understand. Carrier has given the confirmation, he bought, buyer has, and he would give after what? Quality testing. देखो बेटा ये ड्रामा के एक तो इंसॉल्वेंट हो गया और उसको भी ड्रामा कर. And before he could give the confirmation, seller calls and says, come back, and if he comes back, is it valid exercise? Is it valid exercise? Yes. Simple, guys. Has he turned back before the possession gets completed? Answer is of course. Before the buyer could have taken the lawful possession, he turns back. Valid exercise of the right of storage. Now that's what my next question. If now, please listen to this theory now. Mr. Carrier Adi gets down off the truck, told the buyer, sir, I am holding the goods on your behalf. And buyer says, okay, sir, fine, accepted. Have good food, we are offloading this. He said, I am holding his confirmation. Buyer says, okay, no problem. He didn't say any condition, I want to go for the quality testing or something like. He simply said, okay, be that. Even the goods are not offloaded. Even the goods are not offloaded. Can I say, as soon as you acknowledge that fine, I confirm, I accept the goods, possession is transferred?
Yes.
Constructive delivery?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Actually till that physical. But as soon as you say, okay fine, then I am holding the goods on your behalf, constructive delivery,
Yes.
possession has been transferred,
Yes.
transit ends up. And after then if you call, that comes back, that right itself is unlawful. My dear students. क्या कहानियां समझ में आ रही हैं? रितेश, you're out. Can acknowledgement be withdrawn? बट एक बार शादी होने के बाद आपको वो नहीं चाहिए, क्या कर सकते हो? यूनिलैटरली नहीं, म्यूचुअल कंसेंट चाहिए, क्योंकि एक्नॉलेजमेंट क्रिएट्स अ लीगल बॉन्ड. Guys, once unilateral consent is given, before that consent is accepted by other, you can withdraw it. But as soon as both the parties are consented, now it's a legal bond. So it's not now your own only choice. Like your own choice will not affect the things like you need the consent of both the parties if you want to break that bridge. Make sense or not? As good as like a contract now. तो ध्यान रखो, अगर जो promise commit हो चुका है, उसको तोड़ना हो तो consent of both the parties is needed. Make sense or not? In practical, guys, we people are telling the clients that we should have a delivery challan. क्या होना चाहिए? Delivery challan. As soon as guys the trucks goes to the godown, that carrier signs it that yes, I have given my consent to the buyer to take the goods, and buyer also signs this. So how many signs are there? Two signs, two confirmations. This is called acknowledgement. Why, when any courier person comes to your door, why he gets you sign? Why you get to sign? Guys, the receipt is not acknowledgement.
The sign.
The acknowledgement completes as soon as you sign, because delivery is his confirmation, signing is your confirmation that you have accepted it. So when the acknowledgement ends up, I think you should understand. क्या मेरी बात समझ में आई? Yes or no? वैसे कई सारी कहानियां हैं. So confirmation from both the parties is needed. एक beautiful question आपके सामने ले रहा हूँ, ध्यान रखिएगा. Adi gets down, suddenly Ishan comes. Adi, come on, get my goods. Adi, hey, Shanti. You have not paid me 4 lakh rupees of my previous 3 transportations. Pay my money first and then I will give the confirmation. Then I will sign the document. So try to understand, in this situation, buyer has given the confirmation. But who has not given the confirmation? Carrier. Why did he not give the confirmation? Because some of the lawful charges are pending to be paid. And before the conversation could get completed, seller, Mr. Arshid, called and said, they come back. And if he comes back, guys, is it valid exercise? Yes. Is it valid exercise? Yes. Now that, like my boys, guys, you know the answer now. Why? Before the lawful position could get transferred, before the transit could get over, seller has exercised the right to stop it. Raghav. It is called the lien, guys. If my money is with you and your goods are with me, I can say, "Pahle mere paise de bhai." So this is nothing illegal. Why the lien number is bhai? Don't think, my dear students, everything is not related. Everything is connected. चलो एक और बात चीज बताते हैं. Adi is badly drunk. 2 बॉटल लगाई उसने. But still he is so much smart and intelligent driver. Anyhow he made the truck to just go to the factory. Suddenly buyer comes. Look, everything was paid completely in advance. Mr. Ishan says, Adi, please do fast. Offload the goods. As soon as buyer says offload the goods, he has accepted the goods. Confirmation from buyer. But Adi says, shh. It is just 3. Wait till 7. Buyer says, क्या हुआ? अरे it's not a good time. अच्छा मुहूर्त नहीं है अभी. वो बड़ा दारू पिया हुआ था. He didn't give confirmation. And then seller calls, Adi turns back. And he turned back. Is it valid exercise?
So first of all, he's not happening again, right?
Have you understood the problem now? And have you also understood how much important the word acknowledgement is? This is the point after when the transit ends. Guys, principle number 1. When you are not giving your confirmation without any lawful reasons, just to harass someone, the law says we don't need your confirmation. There is implied confirmation. Assume Amazon delivery boy comes up with a surprise gift which was ordered by your parents on your birthday. You are damn excited. क्या होगा? पापा ने क्या मंगवाया होगा? You went to delivery boy and requested, please give me uncle, give me uncle. और uncle बोलते हैं, बेटा पहले डांस कर. पहले डांस कर थोड़ा सा. नहीं, ये तो हम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की बात कर रहे हैं. Guys, if you snatch that packet, legally, have you obtained the lawful possession? I am discussing about the lawful possession. Please try to understand this. Guys, please, without any proper reason, if somebody is not giving the confirmation और वो tantrum दिखा रहा है, तो law बोलता है confirmation की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. Confirmation की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, guys. It is implied confirmation. So guys, as soon as he says नहीं दूंगा लेकिन चल पहले डांस कर. Actually, dance was not a part of contract. वो condition थोड़ी थी. पहले डांस कर बाद में डिलीवरी मिलेगा, ऐसा तो था नहीं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में. So guys, when without any reason you try to, you want to, but you are adding those conditions which are not added in the contract, confirmation is already executed, guys. So in that situation, guys, confirmation officially is not needed. Confirmation is already there, and if you snatch that things, it's a lawful possession. Same way, if Mr. Adi without any lawful reasons unlawfully doesn't issue the acknowledgement or the confirmation, his consent is not needed, and if buyer issues his confirmation, possession has been transferred. It's a lawful possession. So after this making drama, even though confirmation is not given, seller is trying to call him and say he comes back. This exercising is invalid exercising. But all the stories what I'm saying, I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. Guys, if you dare now, want to say something? Bolo.
What if Adi was drunk, right? So he wasn't in his sound mind. So then he didn't agree.
अगर वो साउंड माइंड में नहीं था या था, उससे बढ़िया ये है, the confirmation you are not giving due to what reason? आप मेरी बात समझ रहे हो? Due to what reason? Assume even though you are badly drunk, but your point is valid. Hey, give my money first and then I will give the confirmation. This is valid. ये point valid है. And then if it doesn't give the confirmation, this confirmation is valid. So law here is focusing on the reasonableness. So without any lawful reasons, if you are holding the goods, it is improper. That holding itself is unlawful. I hope you understand it. तो confirmation हो ही गया. अब जरूरत मेरी. अब जरूरत है. क्या मेरी बात समझ में आ रही है? Fine. अब एक क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूँ. उसका आंसर देना. I hope now you have the answer, but please try to brush up your brain. Types of carrier. This is the last point what I would like to discuss in this entire point. Carrier. Types of carrier force. Basically, there are three types of carrier force. What if he is the seller's agent? What if he is the buyer's agent? And what if he is the independent, neutral? Assume in my example, Mr. Adi is Ishan's agent, guys. Ishan's agent. He comes to Mr. Archit and says that, sir, please give me the goods. And Archit first says, okay, so you take the goods. No issue. Now Mr. Adi is somewhere in the middle of the journey and the goods couldn't get reached to Mr. Ishan. He has not obtained the lawful possession yet. And meantime, Mr. Archit comes to know that Ishan has become, and so immediately calls Adi that stop and just return my goods. He has exercised what kind of right? He has exercised what kinds of right? Is this right valid or not valid? Bias. Is this exercise valid or not valid? Have you got the question or should I repeat this? For the last bench, all of you understand it? Pakka?
Sir, who is Dr. Mohit from?
Who is Mohit here in this class? But you are Mohit?
Yes. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. All right, where I was. If he is buyer's agent and buyer has not obtained the lawful possession, not any of his representative, somewhere in the middle like a Delhi or somewhere, and suddenly Mr. Seller comes to know that buyer has become insolvent and he tries to stop a carrier from getting the lawful possession by buyer. Is this exercising valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? But answer आपके सामने है. You tell me one thing. Right to stoppage in transit is available only when there is transit. But you tell me, Mr. Adi is whose agent? Guys, as soon as you hand over goods to him, can I say buyer has already obtained the lawful possession? तो बेटा ट्रांजिट शुरू होते ही खत्म हो गए, आप समझ रहे हो, अभी तो शुरू हुआ था उसी समय खत्म भी हो गए। तो बेटा यहाँ पे आप स्टॉपेज इन ट्रांजिट एक्सरसाइज नहीं कर सकते। मेक सेंस? यू कांट एक्सरसाइज दिस। व्हाट इफ ही वाज सेलर्स एजेंट? नाउ दिस इज नाउ बिट आई वुड से डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन। चलिए उसके बारे में सोचिए जरा। नाउ मिस्टर आर इज हुज एजेंट, and suddenly guys he is in the middle of the transit and he comes to know the buyer has become insolvent. He calls the RD, says beta stop, flow, you stop, buyer has become insolvent. Is this exercising valid or not valid? Yes. Valid or not valid? Valid or not valid? Now it is valid. अरे पागल हो, समझो guys, now RD is whose agent? So still guys, seller has the possession. उसने lost ही नहीं किया। So why stoppage in transit? He can still exercise right of lien unconditionally, even the buyer has not become insolvent. Make sense or not?
So right to stop it.
Okay, again I want to repeat guys. That's what. If carrier is seller's agent, goods with him is equal to goods with seller. So seller has not lost the position. जब उसने लूज ही नहीं किया भाई साहब, तो इन ट्रांजिट शुरू ही नहीं हुआ अभी। जब ट्रांजिट ही नहीं है तो स्टॉपेज इन ट्रांजिट थोड़ी आएगा। बेटर कौन सा राइट आएगा यहाँ पे? लियन आएगा। So guys, what message I want to convey before I conclude this topic, guys? Right to stoppage in transit is possible only if the carrier is independent. वरना ये आएगा ही नहीं। So guys, this theory what I am presenting is the combination of the two powerful concepts of the law of contract, Sales of Goods Act and law of agency. And I can beautify the questions the way, like बहुत कुछ अपन बना सकते हैं इसमें, अच्छे questions आ सकते हैं। When I see the paper, मुझे लगता है ICI को पेपर सेट करना नहीं आता, एक बार बैठते हैं पेपर सेट करने के लिए, मजा आ जाएगा, रिजल्ट देखो फिर। और इतने अच्छे अच्छे टॉपिक है। लेट मी टेल यू, दिस इज माय लिटिल बिट आई वुड से एक्सपीरियंस। दे आर आस्किंग अ लॉट ऑफ रिपीटेटिव क्वेश्चंस, दे हैव वन सेट क्वेश्चन बैंक। सो आफ्टर लर्निंग दिस कॉन्सेप्ट्स यू जस्ट हिट दैट क्वेश्चन बैंक गाइस, बैटल इज वन, खत्म। उसकी राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस करो, ट्राई टू सी व्हाट नॉट टू राइट इन एग्जाम, डोंट लर्न व्हाट टू राइट इन एग्जाम, वो मत सीखो क्या लिखना है, व्हाट नॉट टू राइट इन एग्जाम। उतना सीख लें आप, एग्जाम आपकी हो। क्या बेटा यहाँ तक समझ में आया? सो वी आर कंक्लूडेड नाउ स्टॉपेज इन ट्रांजिट, ठीक है। आज नहीं, वो लड़का नहीं बोला जो हर बार ब्रेक बोलता है, कौन क्या करता है? हाँ अच्छा, तो ये कर रहा था बेटा, इसको बोलते कंसिस्टेंसी। हाँ ले लो भाई, कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है।